Who is Jesus? This question has echoed through the centuries, shaping cultures, sparking debates, and inspiring billions. It's a question that invites us to delve into the heart of the Christian faith and explore the rich tapestry of biblical narratives. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus himself poses this question to his disciples. Who do you say that I am?
He's our Lord. He was who he said he was, and you can prove it from the scriptures. So let me talk about it a little before we wrap up. Let's talk about him. We've talked a lot about eschatology and things. Let's talk about him. He's the King of the Jews. He's literally going to take the throne of David in Israel, which means he's also a national king. He's the King of Israel. He's King of all the ages, the King of heaven, the King of glory, and King and Lord of lords. And the real question is, do you know him? Do you really know him? He was a prophet before Moses, a priest after Melchizedek, a champion like Joshua, an offering in the place of Isaac, a king from the line of David, a wise counselor above Solomon, his beloved, rejected, and exalted son like Joseph, yet far more. The heavens declare his glory. The firmament shows his handiwork. He who is, who was, and will always be, the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega, the Aleph and the Tau, the A and the Z. He was the first fruits of them that slept. He's the ego eimi, the Ichyach asher Ichyach. Yes, he said, I am that I am. He's the voice of the burning bush. He was the captain of the Lord's host. He was the conqueror of Jericho. He's enduringly strong, entirely sincere, eternally steadfast. He's immortally graceful, imperially powerful, impartially merciful. In him dwells the fullness of the Godhead bodily, the very God of very God. He's our kinsman redeemer, and he's also our avenger of blood. And he's also our city of refuge. He's a performing high priest, our personal prophet, our reigning king. He's the loftiest idea in literature. He's the highest personality in philosophy. He's the fundamental doctrine of theology. And he's the supreme problem in higher criticism. He's the miracle of all the ages, the superlative of everything good. You and I are the beneficiaries of a love letter. It was written in blood on a wooden cross that was erected in Judea some 2,000 years ago. He was crucified on a cross of wood, yet he made the hill on which it stood. By him were all things made that were made. Without him was not anything made that was made. And by him are all things held together. And what held him to that cross? It wasn't the nails. At any time he could have said, enough already, I'm out of here. It was his love for you and me. Amazing love. He was born of a woman so that we could be born of God. He humbled himself so that we could be lifted up. He became a servant so that we could be made joint heirs with him. He suffered rejection so that we could become his friends. He denied himself so that we could freely receive all things. And he gave himself so that he could bless us in every way. He's available to the tempted and tried. He blesses the young. He cleanses the lepers. He defends the feeble. He delivers the captives. He discharges the debtors. He forgives the sinners. He franchises the meek. He guards the besieged. He heals the sick. He provides strength to the weak. He regards the aged. He rewards the diligent. He serves the unfortunate. He sympathizes and he saves. His offices are manifold. His reign is righteous. His promises are sure. His goodness is limitless. His light is matchless. His grace is sufficient. His love never changes. His mercy is everlasting. His word is enough. His yoke is easy and his burden is light. I wish I could describe him to you.
We return to that timeless question, who do you say that I am? Perhaps it's a question that you too will find yourself asking. And perhaps in the asking, you'll discover a Jesus who is far more than you ever imagined.